Today we're heading to South Australia, the driest state on the world's driest inhabited continent. This place is absolutely ridiculous, from the lowest point on the entire continent to rocks older than most mountains and a cattle station bigger than entire countries. These 30 insane geographical facts will blow your mind. Let's go. 1. Kadithanda Lake Air is Australia's lowest point at -15 to -16 meters below sea level. It's also the largest lake in Australia when it actually fills, at nearly 10,000 square kilometers of water appearing in the middle of the desert. This only happens a few times per century, when massive tropical floods race down from Queensland. 2. Lake Eyre is dry 95% of the time, a blinding white salt crust that looks like another planet. When rare floods arrive, it transforms into a massive inland sea teeming with birds, fish, and life within days. It's one of the most dramatic boom and bust ecosystems on Earth. 3. The highest temperature ever recorded in Australia happened right here, 50.7 degrees Celsius in Udnadatta on January 2nd, 1960. That's hotter than most ovens and still the national record. Parts of northern South Australia regularly hit 48 to 49 degrees Celsius in summer. 4. Anna Creek Station is the world's largest working cattle station at 23,876 square kilometers. It's bigger than the entire country of Israel and 7 times larger than America's biggest ranch. Just 11 people run the whole operation using planes and helicopters. 5. Coober Pedy produces 70% of the world's opals, and most residents live underground. Surface temperatures regularly exceed 50 degrees Celsius, so the town dug itself into the opal-bearing sandstone. You'll find underground homes, churches, hotels, and even a golf course down there. 6. The Air Highway, starting in South Australia, features the 90-mile straight, 146.6 kilometers with 0 bends. It's one of the longest perfectly straight roads on the planet. Driving it feels like you're on an endless treadmill across the Nullarbor Plain. 7. Murphy's Haystacks on the Eyre Peninsula are 1.5 billion-year-old pink granite Inselbergs. A Scottish traveler once mistook these wind-sculpted boulders for giant haystacks, hence the name. They're some of Australia's oldest exposed rocks, still standing proud above wheat fields. 8. Wilpena Pound, Ikara, is a massive natural amphitheater 80 square kilometers in size. It's a giant oval ring of mountains formed by a massive syncline. You could fit Uluru inside it 6 times. The highest point inside is St. Mary Peak at 1,171 meters. 9. South Australia contains 3 entire deserts: Great Victoria, Strzelecki, and Sturt. Stony Desert. The Sturt Stony Desert is a vast gibber plain, millions of shiny varnished rocks stretching to the horizon. It looks like a frozen sea of black stones. 10. The Dingo Fence runs through South Australia as part of the world's longest fence, over 5,600 kilometers total. Built to protect sheep from dingoes, it's longer than the Great Wall of China in sections. It still divides ecosystems today. 11. Mount Woodruff, 1,435 meters, is South Australia's highest peak in the remote Musgrave Ranges. It sits in the far northwest corner, hundreds of kilometers from the nearest town. Most of the state's population lives in the opposite corner near Adelaide. 12. More than half of South Australia sits less than 150 meters above sea level. The state is ridiculously flat in vast areas. You can drive for hours without seeing a hill. Over 80% is under 300 meters elevation. 13. The Nullarbor Plain, no trees, covers huge parts of western South Australia. It's a massive limestone plateau riddled with sinkholes, blowholes, and some of the longest caves in Australia. Cunalda Cave goes 75 meters underground and shows Aboriginal flint mining from 20,000 plus years ago. 14. Remarkable rocks on Kangaroo Island are giant granite boulders sculpted by wind, waves, and time. They look like giant marbles or abstract sculptures dropped by aliens. Some weigh hundreds of tons and have been balancing there for millions of years. 15. Goyder's Line is a real surveyed line from 1865 that still perfectly marks where reliable rain stops. South of the line equals farms and vineyards. North of it equals desert and cattle stations. It's one of the most accurate climate boundaries ever drawn by a single person. 16. The cliffs of the Great Australian Bight in South Australia plunge straight into the Southern Ocean. Some sections are among the tallest, uninterrupted cliffs in Australia. They stretch for hundreds of kilometers with almost no beaches, just sheer limestone walls. 17. Lake Torrens is another colossal salt lake. Often completely dry and larger than some countries, it's part of the same massive internal drainage basin as Lake Eyre. When it floods, it becomes a temporary paradise for migratory birds. 18. Coober Pedi's underground lifestyle is a direct result of its extreme geography. The town sits on one of the richest opal fields on Earth and one of the hottest places. Living underground keeps homes at a constant 23 to 25 degrees Celsius year-round. 19. The Murray River is South Australia's only major permanent river, flowing 683 kilometers through the state. It's the lifeblood of the entire southeast, supporting cities, farms, and wetlands. Without it, Adelaide would be a desert city. 20. South Australia has over 300 islands scattered along its 3,815-kilometer coastline. Kangaroo Island alone is the third largest island in Australia. Many are completely uninhabited and home to unique species found nowhere else. 21. The Flinders Ranges contain fossils from 540 to 670 million years ago, some of Earth's earliest complex life. This is where scientists found evidence of the first animals that could move. The ranges themselves began forming over 800 million years ago. 22. The sunken garden, Umferston Sinkhole in Mount Gambier, is a collapsed cave turned lush garden. A massive limestone cavern caved in and was turned into a beautiful sunken garden in the 1880s. It's now a fairy tale-like oasis in the middle of farmland. 23. Oodnadatta is officially one of the hottest and driest inhabited places on the planet. Average annual rainfall is under 200 millimeters, and it holds Australia's all-time heat record. The landscape is pure red desert with almost zero vegetation. 24. Anna Creek Station is so vast that cattle are mustered by light aircraft. In good seasons, it runs 17,000 plus head of cattle across terrain the size of small European countries. It's basically its own country inside South Australia. 25. The Pink Lake between Tylam Bend and Meningie turns vibrant pink thanks to algae. High salt levels trigger beta-carotene producing algae that turn the water shocking pink. It's one of several pink lakes in South Australia, including Lake Bumbunga and Lake McDonnell. 26. Cunalda Cave on the Nullarbor contains Aboriginal hand stencils and mining evidence over 20,000 years old. It's 75 meters underground and was used as a flint mine during the last ice age. The cave system is part of one of the largest karst landscapes on Earth. 27. South Australia covers 984,321 square kilometers, making it the fourth largest state or territory in Australia. Yet 95% plus of the population lives in the tiny, fertile southeast corner. The rest is vast, empty, and spectacularly harsh. 28. The Sturt Stony Desert features gibber plains, endless fields of polished, varnished rocks. Wind and ancient floods created this bizarre desert pavement that stretches for hundreds of kilometers. It makes driving feel like you're on another planet. 29. Spencer Gulf and Gulf St. Vincent create a unique double gulf system separated by York Peninsula. These huge marine inlets push deep into the continent and create incredible tidal and ecological diversity. They're basically two giant fingers of ocean reaching into the heart of South Australia. 30. The Coorong is a 140-kilometer-long coastal lagoon and wetland system, unlike anywhere else in Australia. It's a critical habitat for migratory birds and features massive sand dunes right next to the lagoon.